Hello students, in today's class we will see the specifications for a second order underdamped systems response and also the derivation for few of the specifications, time domain specifications. Okay, so this is the second order systems response to unit step input in case of an underdamped system, right? See, in this graph you can see it is an oscillatory response. Initially it has oscillations and these oscillations are of decreasing magnitude and finally it tries to settle to the final value, which is nothing but 1, right? See, here you can see there are 4 different time values: TD, TR, TP, TS. What are these time values? This TD is called as the delay time. Okay, TR is rise time, TP is peak time and TS is settling time. So what is this TD? See, from the graph we can see TD is the time at which the final value is, the magnitude is 0.5. It is not final value, it is the magnitude is 0.5. What is TR? TR is the time at which the magnitude is 1 for the first time. So this delay time TD is defined as the time taken to reach 50% of the final value. 50% of the final value is 0.5. So TD is the delay time, is the time taken to reach 50% of the final value. What is rise time? Rise time is the time taken to reach 100% of the final value for the first time, because this is an oscillatory response, right? See, here also you get a 1 and after oscillation here also this 1 magnitude is reached. So it is defined as only this time when it reaches for the first time the magnitude 1 is reached is called as a rise time. So it is defined as the time taken to reach 100% of the final value for the first time. That is rise time. What about TP, peak time? Peak time is nothing but the time at which the magnitude is maximum. That magnitude is at the peak. That is called C of TP, right? And what is this settling time? See, here you can see there is a band. The tolerance band is given. When the magnitude is within a particular band, tolerance level, and it remains in this tolerance level, then that particular time is called as a settling time. So settling time is nothing but the time taken to reach and stay within 2% or 5% of the final value. 2% of the final value is nothing but plus or minus 0.02 and 5% is plus or minus 0.05. So when you take 2% as the tolerance, then it means the time taken to reach and stay within 0.98 and 1.02, right? So that time is called as a settling time. Settling time is the time taken to reach and stay within plus or minus 2% or 5% of the final value. Then what is this MP? Peak overshoot. Peak overshoot. So the value that is above the final value 1, that is called as a peak. Okay, after it has reached a maximum value beyond this one value, that is a maximum peak. So it is called as the maximum peak overshoot and it is defined by C of TP, that is the magnitude at peak time minus 1, that is called as the peak overshoot and it is usually given in terms of percentage. Okay, as we know the specifications, okay, I think we can go about to derive the specifications. First we will derive rise time, okay, TR, which is nothing but the rise time. So what is rise time? We have seen that it is a time taken to reach 100% of the final value for the first time. Okay, so now what happens? We know that our C of T expression for an underdamped system, second order system, to unit step inputted 1 minus e power minus zeta omega n t by root of 1 minus zeta square sine of omega dt plus phi. We are going to find out rise time, right? So we have to replace this time by TR. At TR what happens? The magnitude is 1. So replace T by TR, which means C of TR becomes 1. Okay. So what happens? Here it is 1 is equal to 1 minus e power minus zeta omega n t divided by root of 1 minus zeta square sine of omega d t r plus phi. Right? So, what happens? E power minus zeta omega n t r divided by root of 1 minus zeta square sine of omega d t r plus phi is equal to 0. Right? So, in this case we can see there is an exponential part and a sinusoidal part. Okay? We know that this exponential part cannot become 0. Okay? So, since this exponential part cannot become 0, this can become 0. The sine part can become 0. We know sine of 0 is 0, right? Sine of pi is 0. So, similarly, so this term can become 0. So, what happens? So, this e power minus zeta omega n t r cannot become 0. Therefore, the sine of omega d t r plus phi can become 0. So, what are the values at which it becomes 0? Right? So, what are the values? Sine 0 is 0, pi, 2 pi, etc. Right? So, what we can do? We can take this one, sine pi. Sine pi is 0. So, we know that sine of omega d t r plus phi is equal to 0, which is equal to sine pi. Right? So, now what happens? This is equal to pi. So, when this is equal to pi or this is equal to 0, we get sine 0. So, we can equate this is equal to pi, right? So, in which case it becomes omega d t r plus phi is equal to pi. So, omega d t r is equal to pi minus phi and t r is equal to pi minus phi divided by omega d. So, this is the expression for rise time. Okay. And what is this phi? We know that phi is equal to tan inverse of root of 1 minus zeta square by zeta. Right? Because cos zeta is equal to, cos phi is equal to zeta, we know this, and we know that sin phi is equal to root of 1 minus zeta square, right? So, sin by cos is nothing but tan. So, phi is equal to tan inverse root of 1 minus zeta square by zeta, right?